Hi, I'm Bopsto, the Odor Weeb.
And I'm Red, the bald-headed wonder.
We are the Anime Boys.
The anime
Me?
boys.
Boys.
Let me
And
start this off. And let me tell you something.
yeah,
You ready?
would be yeah.
I am so grateful. So grateful. No,
Yeah.
this ain't a YouTube apology video.
Yeah.
This shit is the tits. Like,
Hell yeah.
this year
Hey,
has
we
been
had
amazing.
it's been a pretty good one. We started in April. By December we broke 50 subs. Had some insane ass growth. And we're glad to have you guys along for the ride. And due to all that, we figured, since we've covered so much over these past 8 months, that a year in review is in order.
Needs to happen. It had to happen.
Needs to happen.
Because we did so much that we didn't even realize, and you guys stuck around for all of it. The people who are here. And, even the new people who come when we were just doing Chainsaw Man and all that, it's just really cool that we have an audience. Like, someone who just, whether it be something to put on while you're listening to help you go to sleep, whether it be, sitting in your car listening to us, just going down the road, it's...
Or maybe even, being sneaky and putting it on while you work.
Yeah, exactly. It's...
Hey...
Which would be cool if you did that. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. It'd be cooler if you did.
Yeah. Yeah,
Matthew McConaughey.
Just make sure you don't get caught if you're in a job where that's a big deal.
Yeah. Just don't get in trouble because of us.
Yeah.
But
podcast responsibly, children or grown-ass adults watching us.
Podcast responsibly. So the way we... Okay, so we couldn't really figure out somewhat of a format for this. So me and Bopsto come up with a decent idea.
But but before we get that, I want to mention, hey, even though it's Friday, hey, you still have a good few days to respond to our polls to figure out what the next anime we cover is.
Yeah,
that's some good stuff. In case you forgot, it's Cowboy Bebop, Psychopaths, Your Lie in April, and Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
With choices, and hey,
I mean,
whichever one, no matter which one gets picked, it's going to be a fun ride.
I mean, no bias involved, Your Lie in April. I mean, there's just there's just no pressure. Or as Bopsto put it in our notes, Your Lie in April.
Yeah.
That was funnier to me than it was to anybody else I know. But
very, very funny. Is it because we started in April?
Yeah.
damn it. But yeah.
That I have to say that's the only one that I have seen on the list. But we're excited to see what you guys want to see next, and we are so down to cover any of these.
Hell yeah. So Red, before we get to the main topic at hand.
Okay.
This year is pretty good for video games and shit.
Oh yeah,
and stuff like that. It's got fucking Elden Ring. I turned you on to a certain little indie horror game.
Germany.
Turned you on to Signalis.
You turned me on to
fucking
Germany.
Signalis. It turned you on to Germany. The German weebs with Signalis.
Hey, not gonna lie, that game was the titties. I mean, there was a lot of really great things that happened this year on top of our channel. I mean, I got started with my manga collection. Which
it has grown quite a bit.
Blasted through. Holy shit.
Dude got super lucky and has the entirety of the Berserk Deluxe editions, not counting the 12th volume.
Well, that's because it just come out, and I
know. But that's what I'm saying is that it is.
Yeah, my buddy sold it to me for like half off. Like the entire collection I got for like $350, I think it was. I can't remember the full amount.
I think you said 330, but either way,
I don't care.
That's a steal.
More than
You
a
got
steal.
your hands on a collection of something that a lot of people wish they could have. Because damn,
it is beautiful.
it's great.
He said, I don't need it here, and I was like, okay, I'll pay you.
I definitely did not groom Red into becoming a manga collecting addict.
I say that he gave me drugs that make me like it more when
I
I
guess,
visit him.
yeah,
Not gonna say your location, but I almost did.
Yeah, I gave him a little sub on the side.
Yeah. Oh, my
But
first
yeah,
one that I collected, which is my least collected uh collection, is or series is Dorohedoro. I started with that one.
yeah, you started with that one,
And I've got the
and
fourth
boy,
volume so far.
that's a hell of a start. I'm gonna be honest to
It
start
is a
collecting because
fantastic manga.
mm-hmm.
It's really really good. But side tangents out of the way. I think.
There's
Go
so
ahead.
we've covered quite a bit of anime this year.
Yeah,
9
and
in total. Um, I
9 in
did
total.
also want to give one anime that we didn't cover on the podcast, both me and Red watch some love, and that is Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Oh yes, man. I wish that we
Hey,
could have covered this, but we wanted
we
to,
were in the,
we wanted to have one thing to where we just, like to sit back. And he came over to my house because we live a pretty good distance away from each other. He come down to visit, and we sat up in my office, cracked open I say a few cold ones, but there was more than a few. And we
that
just
was like two 6-packs of cold ones.
We blasted through
Edge Runners.
Edge Runners. I think I watched like what
6 episodes in one night.
6 episodes in one night, and then I finished it whenever the next week. But man, that was such a good freaking anime.
It's great. It's probably one of the best video game adaptations released because it's instead of it trying to completely adapt the game story, it is instead a small story inside of the world of the game.
Right.
Which because of that, I'd be down for some more anime like Edge Runners, where it's just different stories set within Night City or the world of Cyberpunk.
I know they're not going to do it, but man, would I be excited if they did like a side story of Cyberpunk using like the Edge Runners like animation and stuff, but like a completely different layout story because they can't.
That'd be cool.
It's Night City. I mean,
that or I'd even be down for novel.
Coming from a man who might be slightly, slightly addicted to Cyberpunk.
Don't tell me what's that at? Like over 120 hours now, and you still haven't beaten it yet.
I looked at it today. It's at 140.
Dude, he has such a crippling Cyberpunk addiction.
Dude, I love the game. Okay, it's a great game. It's a good pastime.
I will say that it is indeed a good game, but still, damn.
But side tangents is putting side tangents away. I think that this year really deserves a toast, and I'm gonna do that real quick.
That we do, yeah, toast. Take a little drink.
I'm celebrating the new year with an Angry Orchard as usual.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
Because that is just an awesome beer of choice.
One last preamble before we get started proper. Hey, we got a little thing we're going to do this year. We're going to do every year. It's going to be the Golden Tomo Hero Award, or the Golden Tomo.
The Golden Tomo Award.
The Golden Tomo is a special award me and Red decided to come up with after we watched the Silent Boys.
You know what I just thought about?
What's that?
And that we just didn't put together?
What is that?
The award ceremony condenses down to GTA.
Yeah, man. So the GTA for this year, the Golden Tomo Award is very esteemed, and it goes to the anime side character who is that real ride or die homie. They are there for you through thick or thin, and that itself is what makes a Tomo hero.
Oh yeah, yes. Oh man, And me and Bopsto sit there for, I know, a good 30, 45 minutes talking about who deserved the award. But
because we can't give it to Tomohiro because it's
we had to exclude Tomohiro.
We have to exclude Tomohiro.
Yeah, we had to exclude him.
Stick around to the end of the video to know who in fact is our boy that we've handpicked to be Golden Tomo.
If you don't feel like listening to the whole thing and want to know immediately, you just skip to the end, I guess.
Skip over the end and whatnot. But hey, we've covered 9 fantastic anime this year. We ranked it from our least favorite to our most favorite. And to be honest, it's not even like with least favorite. It's not even bad. I wouldn't call it like bad to best. It is just, this is like all the stuff we've watched throughout the year and that we've enjoyed the most.
Oh yeah.
All of it's really top notch stuff, and it's all series that me and Red would highly recommend to anybody listening to this.
Oh yeah, it's hard. It was hard to make a list and rate what we rated, because I enjoyed each and every one. Excuse me. I enjoyed each and every single one that we watched and covered. Now, excuse me. So, dang, I lost my train of thought. Excuse me.
Okay, it's all good. This is find it, pick it back up.
Shit. It doesn't matter. I guess if it comes back to me, we'll come back to it.
All right.
So let's get right to it.
Let's get right into it. We got number 9 being Spy Family.
Family. Okay. I'm gonna let you say why you picked it as number 9, and then I'm gonna give my own little tangent about it.
It's just more so like I said, like all these anime on this list are very, very good, regardless of where they're placed on the ranking. With Spy Family, this is more so, I think, aimed towards the second half of the series, because a lot of it, for some chunks of it, would be adaptations of side stories and whatnot from the manga, not mainline chapters, which caused it to feel like it's dragging a little bit. Now, I'm gonna be honest, like, I can sit down and watch hours of just the Forger family getting into fucking antics.
Oh, dude, me too. And
perfect. This would be one of the few anime I'd be fine just watching filler episodes for.
It is a perfect family anime. It is something that you can sit down with your kids and watch and just enjoy. There's nothing lewd. There's a few like hints of violence in it, but there's everything comes with violence. But overall, it was a very decent anime. To be number 9 for me was just, I don't know. It was my least favorite one that we covered.
Yeah.
Just because I guess it's just my biased opinion. Like, I'm more on the side of like really cool, bombastic energy, where we did get that every once in a while in Spy Family, but what I really adored about Spy Family was its animation style.
It's animation, characters, fucking Anya, like, Jesus Christ. Anya is probably one of the most, like, probably the cutest anime kid.
She is a gremlin, if you could call her anything else.
She is a very lovely little gremlin. And man, it's really good.
Had some good moments.
This had some good moments. I'll say to that, the fucking first ending song is a fucking bop.
Oh, dude, yes.
That shit nearly makes you cry every time because of what like that song means and what it is, and it's fucking great.
Yeah.
Part of what gets me somewhat emotional about is that there's some parallels between that I've drawn with my girlfriend I met this year, and it's just a really, really nice little anime that I think it leans a little bit more towards the slice of life portions than the spy thriller stuff.
It definitely does, and I think that's what they were going for, but they were trying
it definitely is.
Well, they were trying to draw in that other crowd where you do have that really cool, like, main character doing what main characters do kind of situations.
Yeah.
Because each forger, each member of the forger family has their own unique, really cool like quirks about themselves. Like,
Oh, they do.
Lloyd, he's
You got Lloyd,
insane. He is
badass masterclass spy, but man, sometimes he is really shitty at reading people.
he's not he is shitty about reading Yor, the only person he's shitty about.
Reading Yor and Nightfall. Nightfall as
Um,
well.
yeah, Nightfall, the two women in his life.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then you got Yor, which is she speaks for her fucking self. She's antsy. She's very uncoordinated until she goes
not very smart. But hey, that bitch can roundhouse kick cars and she kills people real good.
Yeah, she is not.
And
she is not firing on all cylinders for sure.
She might suck at cooking. She might even destroy tennis balls by swinging too hard with her full strength.
She's good at giving butt chins.
Oh, man, she is good at that. that I will give you.
But at heart, she is very dedicated, very loyal, and very wholesome to be within the Forger family. And then you got Anya, which everybody's favorite. I'm sure you've seen manga panels with her in them somewhere flying around the internet. I'm sure you've seen her everywhere you turn.
Have you seen this gremlin? She's everywhere, and she's taking over.
She is the kid on the. She is the kid on the back of the milk carton.
Yeah. No, she'd be the type of person who'd be lost and then find herself.
Right. She is just the coolest fucking person on the planet. And I can't wait to see, if they ever do something with her being older. I would love to see that. But
yeah, that's great. Season 2 for that's coming up this year, and a movie.
Exactly.
Which is
going to be pretty cool. We're covering the movie, of course.
I would love to cover the movie. Sadly, if it has a theatrical run, we might have to wait.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna have to wait on that one. But
other than that, but yeah, Spy Family, number 9. It's really fucking good if you want a wholesome family slice of life show of a bunch of fucking weirdos living together.
Yes.
And a mix with a spy thriller. Hey, go check out Spy Family. It's actually pretty darn good, and I'm glad we covered it.
And now we get into number 8.
Number 8.
What's
number 8, Red?
The only reason I want to introduce this one is because it is one of my personal favorite movies, anime movies of all time. Mainly because it has a wholesome message. It's got, just this overwhelming animation, color, brilliance. It's just all around amazing, and that is Wolf Children. Wolf Children is number 8. And like I said, it was really hard to put these on a scale, but we did this one for number 8 just because of everything else that we have covered. This was probably one of my personal favorites to record as well.
Oh, this is, if I remember, this is probably one of the recordings that actually went super well because me and Red actually recorded it while we were in person,
which was awesome.
So, it was awesome. We got to bounce off each other real good, and I think it's probably one of our best things we've done so far.
Definitely. And for those who don't know what it is or haven't seen our video, it is about a mother who is trying to live her best life raising wolf children because her husband had passed away, who was a wolf.
A wolf man.
He was a wolf man, and they shacked up, made wolf babies, and they had the ability to change between human and wolf. And it's just about her trying and struggling to raise the wolf children on her own.
Well, it's very much, if you just take away the stuff with the them being wolf children. It's just this really nice story of a mother having to deal with her children growing up.
Exactly.
And how both children go radically different ways in terms of
Yeah,
where they
dude.
grow.
And it was just it was all about character development, and that's one thing I hold dear when categorizing is character development. Beautiful, beautiful movie. If
really good, beautiful
and one
soundtrack, animation's amazing.
Yeah, and it has one of the runner-ups for the Tomo Award. We'll introduce that character later.
For those who know, you know,
you just know, you know who we're talking
just
about.
know. But it's really good. I do want to cover some more of Mamoru Hosoda's films. He's a director for it. He's done a bunch of different movies over the past few years, and I'd love to cover more of his work.
Oh, dude, I definitely want to watch some more movies by him because I haven't really just sat down and looked to see which other ones that he's done. And I just come across that one because someone lent it to me on a flash drive when I was a kid, and I watched it. Dude, I cried. I cried.
That's an odd way of saying DVD.
Yeah, I mean DVD.
DVD.
you know, it was perfectly legally bought and put on a flash drive.
And then,
it was a great movie. What about you, Bopsto? You got anything to add?
It's really good. It's good enough to make a grown man cry.
Which it did. Because Bopsto cried like a
which I did.
Bitch.
It was I did not do that. At least not around you. Now with my girlfriend, it was a different story. I think
you cried when you were over here. You did. You did cry.
Did I?
You did.
It wasn't balling.
Huh?
I wasn't balling. I wasn't NBA 2K balling.
You were just hiding it. I heard your sniffles over there.
Yeah.
But it's a very emotionally heavy movie.
But part of why it's number 8 as well is it's super low stakes. Like compared to all the other shit we've covered, it's just a nice movie. That's just what it is. It's just really, really good. And if you haven't seen Wolf Children, go fucking see it right now. Please. It's really good and worth the 2 hours.
I want to hear more inputs about the movie, or if anybody who has watched it. Because that, like I said, one of my favorite anime movies ever. So.
That shit's pretty popping.
So,
so you ready to move on to number 7?
Why don't you?
Number 7. Number 7 is the anime that I brought up to Red.
Caught me by surprise entirely.
So back earlier this year, I was over. Normally, when I make trips home, I always make sure to go hit up some of my old friends from back home. And one of them is this guy who he and his wife are both the super mega fucking weebs. He's one of my best friends from high school, and they're also Pentecostal. So when I'm going there one night, I go there one night, and I'm sitting down. He's like, "Oh, dude, have you seen my dress-up drawing?" It's like, "No, I haven't. I know it's an anime about cosplay and whatnot. It seems interesting, but I've not watched it." So he sat down and watched like the first couple of episodes, and I was like, "This is really good, but damn." It's fucking wild.
It's
and
surprisingly
the fan service is really fucking crazy sometimes in the show.
It blew out of fan service. Yeah. Like
the amount of sexual tension in the show.
It is quite a lot.
So thick, intense, and it's just.
And we don't promote it to anybody under 18. Just don't watch this if you're under 18.
But no, what I really enjoyed about it was it's not just a slice of life show, but it's a slice of life show that's based on a really, really niche topic in terms of anime, and it's cosplay. I don't think I've watched, or in my time being a weeb, I've watched or heard of a slice of life show that dealt with cosplay before.
I know I haven't, and I don't think there is one. Now we might
And
be
so
totally wrong. There might be
there might be some that has like a cosplayer character in it or something,
well, there
but
might be
one that
a
solely focuses on cosplay and dressmaking
yeah. It's
and all that. Hell, even how to use camera operation.
like
I don't think I've.
yeah. It covers a lot of like really slice of life elements, and in such a way that it really makes you feel for the couple in the show.
Uh-huh.
Gojo and Kitagawa are just. It's like there's so much tension involved between them that it's
Hmm.
just hard to watch sometimes. Like it's like edge of
Yeah.
your seat, fighting your biting your fingernails kind of moments
Oh yeah.
between the two. So if you like amazing animation, incredible character development, and insane character relationships, please go
Hmm.
watch this. It was a good slice
I
of
think
life.
what I like about it is it's one of those types of series that it's part of the whole lineup of here's like the really outgoing girl and the super shy guy. And I don't know,
Yeah,
there's something about that dynamic in slice of life anime that's just like really fucking good.
but yeah, and then I mean,
Um,
you have to think too, like she's not near as aggressive as most would be. Um,
yeah,
so most of the time you
um,
got this super outgoing anime girl, but she's
yeah.
super aggressive and super mean. But Kitagawa is such a dunce,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay,
I'm
she's
almost
the
certain. I'm almost certain she's doing the shit on purpose.
partly yes, but also after a certain point, she starts to also it starts to hit her as well.
Yeah, like her contacts.
um, yeah, her contacts are when she starts falling for Gojo, and she just starts also equally losing her shit over certain things.
And the hotel room
Yeah,
scene, which we will
the
not go into
hotel
detail.
room scene.
Go watch our
Um,
video. Go watch our video. You'll know what we're
yeah,
talking about. Uh,
what I like as well is I like the whole theme for the show of like, hey, no matter what your passion is, like follow it, no matter how like unorthodox it might be. So like Gojo's a guy, but he likes making dresses for Hina dolls. And Marin, or I mean Kitagawa, she's very much the Japanese equivalent of like a valley girl,
yeah.
but she's like a major fucking otaku weeb nerd
Yeah, a huge
that
one.
who's
So,
also, I'm gonna be honest, quite fucking degenerate.
degenerate? That's not the word, but like,
She is, oh man.
she is
Oh,
well above her years. We'll just say
she,
that.
she is. She is.
Um,
She has some very eclectic tastes, I guess you could say.
and if you want to know more, please go watch it. We
Hey, go
promote
watch her
we
stuff.
promote everything that we cover on the channel, and all of the original creators have said that.
Mhm.
Plus, it's a Mappa creation. So if you love
No, it's not.
Mappa,
No,
was
it's
it not?
CloverWorks.
Oh, I thought it
No, no,
was
no.
Mappa.
It's a fairy tale studio.
Excuse me, which makes sense.
Mhm.
That makes a lot of fucking
Yeah,
sense.
especially in
Um,
terms of the fan service.
especially in terms of the fan
um,
service.
but hey, I also want to point out the insanely detailed backgrounds that
Oh, dude.
Idris Darling has.
Like I said,
Damn, man.
the backgrounds, the way that the characters mesh into said backgrounds. Like it looks like you could go to a store, snap a picture, hold it side by side of what they animate, and you would be looking at that.
Hmm.
It's phenomenal. Like I said, this was a very, very well like animated series.
Yeah,
And I can't
it's
wait for
very.
season 2 to come out.
Yeah, I'm so glad that it got announced for season two,
Although I'm
and
more
that's.
excited about my season, volume 7 dropping, I think it's next month.
I think so, something like that.
Volume 7 drops next month, I think, and I'm more excited about
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, because I forgot. Because like after we finished watching it, you like bought like all of the
Yeah.
current volumes for it.
I went crazy buying manga this year.
You got a lot.
I
You got
did.
quite a bit.
I did. But
Um, But
given that, let's move
anything
on
you have anything
to.
else to say about
Oh
My
no,
Address Darling?
no.
All right, well,
So
number 6 is kind of a sore spot.
this was a sore one
Oh
for
man,
the channel, although it was probably
it was
one of our favorites that we just loved to just sit back and watch.
it was really
12 episodes. We watched the entire series with a buddy.
uh-huh.
And it
And
ruined our channel for a while.
oh yeah, because oh man, that bitch, that cold-hearted little lowly ass bitch.
And for the OG fans who sat with us at the beginning of the year, you understand what we're talking about, and that is Tanya.
The saga of Tanya the Evil.
Saga of Tanya the
So
Evil.
I'll start this off with, since I have some of a personal connection with it. This was an anime I watched back in high school. At first I really enjoyed. Oh, it's got this really cool aesthetic. You got this cold, hard, young, like 12-year-old girl who's a military general and has like a World War I aesthetic with magic, and it's got a really cool art style. And then you get to that second episode, and it hits you with what the series actually is.
Oh man!
And oh man,
I know.
it.
I know. Whenever Bopsto was trying to, get me into it, we watched the first episode. And I'm not into military, anime. I don't like it. I don't care for it. It's just not my thing. But he's just like, man, sit through the first episode. Wait. Wait
Till that second episode.
And then it
gets a whole lot more interesting.
It hits that second episode and it turns into this giant acid trip of a journey. And so go ahead, explain.
Should I explain? Because I think that that's that's a major part of the premise that I think is best going into blind.
That's true. For those
it's a fucking trip, but for those who know, go check out our coverage of it because it's really fun.
Check out our coverage, and then on top of that, go and watch it. It's man, it's good. It's a doozy. It's only 12 episodes.
I love it all. I love fucking Tanya and her cold ass self exploiting her way through the ranks. Her constant back and forth with fucking being X and how he's like, yo, I'm gonna get that fucking prayer.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get that from you, bitch. I'm gonna make shit worse for you. Just as things get good for Tanya, they get so much worse. Constantly.
It really does. But saying all that, it's got a very good story behind it. It's very inclusive.
The magic's really fucking awesome.
The magic is incredibly meshed in, and then on top of it all, the damn it, Bopsto, I was trying to say something, and now I lost my train of thought again.
The animation?
Oh no! Each episode is just jam packed, full of information. So,
it's fucking. It was a dense ass series.
They took 24 episodes worth of anime and stuck it into 12 episodes. I swear to God, they did. It was very well condensed though.
Oh yeah. But you got such great things. You got wars, finding loopholes to commit war crimes.
Yeah, such great things. So many great things.
Fucking genociding entire cities.
Dude, it's
you know how it be.
It's something.
It's a really, really good anime. It's one of the ones I watched from high school that I really fucking enjoyed.
And I also enjoyed, but didn't watch it in high school. But that moves us into our fifth one. Number 5.
Oh, this is a heavy one.
This was a very heavy one, and I'm sure everyone that's watching the video has seen this at some point.
This was the first one, and we had to pause in the middle of it, dude, because you had to collect yourself.
I couldn't. I really had to pause for, I know, a good 15 minutes just to collect my thoughts and feelings on what the fuck just happened. And that is a silent voice. It's basically about this guy who is traveling through. It's over a span of when he's in kindergarten through when he's in high school, and in kindergarten he's bullying this kid who is deaf, and through doing that he grew distant from his friends because they started going against him, and then with that, with all that going on against him, he starts to grow depressed, and through being depressed, he wants to try and make it right with this girl. So he goes and searches her up. He
tries to reestablish connections with her. And
by doing that, he ends up going back through everything that happened when he was little and going up against all of these people that, they just lost sight of over the years. And it's just a really good, collection and homage of, depression.
It
depicts
really
it almost perfectly.
Great, yeah.
It gets involved with depression, anxiety, the confidence levels. It tackles almost every emotion a teenager goes through.
Especially isolation.
Especially isolation.
That shit hits hard, especially with the whole X visuals and whatnot, where the main character has blocked out everybody, including their faces, to where he just sees X's. He doesn't even see them as people.
Yeah, it's
just they're just people there. And man, it's really great, and it's also where our good buddy Tomohiro comes from, the OG,
the Tomo, man, bro.
Who's there? He's there for you for everything.
Even bread.
And even bread, especially bread.
Him and
he's
his
a smooth ass operator
with his French fry and ketchup.
Oh yeah, man.
Dude, it was a very, very good anime movie.
It's probably the heaviest thing to cover because it deals with depression, suicide, and all that. And man, it is a wonderful
Speaking of heavy movies,
built.
there is one I do want to cover, and it's called Your Name. I haven't watched it, and I really want to, and I think it'd be perfect for the channel since we've covered so many different emotional movies. I think it would fit in that category with it. But given that, let's move on to the next.
Let's move on.
What we're talking about. Excuse me.
But yeah, Sound Voice. It's great. It's emotional. It's something that I remember. I was hanging out with a buddy of mine, and he was like, "Hey, have you seen the Sound Voice?" It's like, "No, I've heard of it. I know a little bit of what it's about, but I never fully watched it." And he just pulled up Netflix, "Okay, we're watching this tonight." And oh, buddy, I was expecting to be just taken on the biggest emotional roller coaster of my life.
Dude, it hit me hard too.
And it was just damn. And I'm so glad that I thought about it and I recommended it whenever we started this podcast.
Yeah, and it was a doozy. It
was very much a doozy. If you've not watched it, go fucking watch it. It's really, really fucking good, man.
It was phenomenal.
Such a good anime.
Number 4.
Number 4. Good old Demon Slayer.
Tanjiro. Why would you leave me, Tanjiro?
Hell yeah. Thanks, Zenitsu. But hey, Demon Slayer, the tale of a boy who's trying to cure the last remaining member of his family who's become a demon. Mm-hmm. So Red, what'd you think of Demon Slayer this year and whatnot?
So, given that I missed the entire, I missed the whole era of Demon Slayer. And
you missed it. Yeah, to say you missed the train is an understatement.
Before, I start getting bombarded and, battled and bashed. Let me
I don't think
explain
that's what
myself.
happened, but it's just
Let me explain myself. I just didn't watch it.
If it
I
makes you feel
watched
better,
the
I watched.
first like 4 episodes,
Mhm.
and don't get me wrong, I did like it at the time. I just had other stuff going on, and I didn't get to finish
Uh-huh.
it. And it was all for the better because we got to cover it on the channel, and I got to go into it somewhat blind, and I'm grateful for that.
And
So,
yeah, it's really great. I hope we can cover some of the other seasons because man, there's some good shit there.
dude, yeah, I can't wait for
I want
season
to get back.
two.
I can't wait to
Um,
get back. Well, season two's already out.
Yeah. Which, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
so I
sure
want to.
as big as Demon Slayer is,
Yeah,
we don't have to go into detail of what Demon Slayer
yeah.
is.
But hey, Demon Slayer is great. Fuck you, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, fuck you, Michael
For
Jackson,
cursing
for
us.
cursing our
This is the
videos.
second. This is the second curse that happened to us. It's a sequel to the Curse of Tanya.
Except this one was a bit more exaggerated. Um,
Somewhat. It did get delayed for. It's probably the longest delay we had for a video though.
yeah,
That
but
I will
it was
say.
because we were doing all the new stuff, and we enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I mean,
we really enjoyed it.
it was really good. But
It was animated by fucking UFO Table. They're probably the second best studio I've seen so far, next to Mappa. Because they do some good ass shit. But yeah, no, Demon Slayer's great. Hits all the right emotional beats it needs to hit. It
definitely does.
is.
It
If you've not watched it, if you're somewhat put off by it because of how like massively popular it was, hey, go watch it.
yeah.
Just go watch it. If not, Inosuke going to come to your house and kick your ass.
Right. For a guy
I don't
who
think.
doesn't really like to go meta stream anime, I will say this was a decent anime.
Uh huh.
So I recommend it. It's bald headed approved.
Yeah, it's got the bald seal of
The
approval.
bald stamp of approval because
Yeah, man.
you just
Do you
stamp.
stamp it with your head?
Yes, I do. I'm like
Oh hell
that. You know
yeah!
those like
See?
machines that drop like prints on bowls. Like it's very mushy.
Yeah.
That's what my head is.
Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
I like how I got super
Um,
silent. You were just like, I don't know what to do to follow up with that.
listen, man. There's only so much you can say about what was just spoken. Uh, but yeah, Mr. Bull Mesh Head.
Dude,
Uh, but yeah, no, Demon Slayer is great. There's not really much to say about it other than hey, go watch it. The
it's
animation style is
decent.
really good. It's got that nice traditional Japanese painting style to it, especially with the breath techniques.
But now we get into number three.
Number three, here we go. The top three, baby.
Top three, top three, top
Hey,
three, top three, top
top
three.
three. This is one of my other like formative high school anime that I watched that had a big impact on
And
me.
we covered it on the channel quite
We covered it on.
quickly.
Yeah.
We blazed through this series like
We
quite
did,
fast. Um,
including the third season, the third and final season, which came out this year.
it
Which I think you're
was
pretty sad about, Red, for having just now gotten into it.
not really. I mean, I got to watch it all
Yeah.
at one time.
Yeah.
Except for season 3, of course. I had to wait just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't mind missing the big era so I could sit back and
Yeah.
enjoy several episodes at once. And
So we got it's got Mob Psycho 100 and all its 3 seasons.
yeah, and it's a very very good anime.
Yep.
This one is worth talking about because it goes on such a tale that you can just draw so much from it, where most people would get thrown off, which I almost did, by the chaotic crazy stuff that happens. Once you get past that, that first season, really it starts really hitting you on an emotional level with the way that Mob, being the way that Mob is growing up and maturing with his powers.
Yeah.
And
it's so fucking good.
It delivers messages that you can take yourself and go do. So Mob doesn't use his powers so that he himself can be the person he wants to be and not have to rely on that stuff. So you could take it as, you can still be your person without relying on anybody to do so.
It's more so like the idea of like you might have like a special talent or something you're really good at, but
it doesn't have to define who you are.
It doesn't have to define who you are, and if you don't better yourself for it, like it's not really worth that much.
Exactly.
It doesn't have nearly as much value to it. Which you see throughout all the different characters like him whenever he fights, people like, Teru and whatnot. You got one person who thinks that his psychic powers is all he is and that's all he can be.
Right.
And then he gets immediately fucking humbled by that fact.
Definitely does. And,
he gets
I'm starting to see a common theme through most of the things that we've covered. Where, there was a few where, Tanya was bombastic, lots of energy. But we've covered a lot of like emotional animes this year.
Oh yeah, there's a good chunk of those.
Which
like a healthy,
they're good. They're just so good.
There's something about anime and manga in particular that can just really, really hit emotional highs and lows super good.
Yeah.
They've got it down almost to science, I'm gonna say, because like damn, like everything from Mob's personal growth, his relationship with Reagan, and all of the people he becomes friends with throughout the series.
Every single person in the anime has a character growth. They have a redemption arc almost. Every single character you come across, it's crazy. Except for the Tomo Squad, because they've always been there. They're already perfect. They're already perfect.
They're already dedicated to improving themselves anyway. So that arc for them has already sailed for them off screen.
Exactly.
But it's just really, really great. You got Mob, who he starts off as like this blank slate, who has no friends. He's not really good at anything. His grades are average at best. Can't do sports, none of that. And then one day he decides, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna try to better myself. And just the journey of that from I'd say still my favorite season is probably season 2 because almost every episode is jam packed with so much emotion and growth, and it's just man,
it's crazy, dude.
It's crazy. Like the fucking in particular the Reagan solo episodes and episode in season 2 in particular I think are my favorites.
Yes. I just like how they're not afraid to jump off of the main character because they know they have something solid.
And I gotta say, hey, Mr. One, the man who's behind manga such as One Punch Man and whatnot, I'd say, hey, he's onto something with Mob.
He is. He definitely is. Which he's not anymore. It's really, done,
because it's done. But it makes you want to collect the manga for it.
I almost picked them up the other day.
He himself has a very rough like art style, but there's like a charm. There's a certain charm to his art style.
Yeah, which my next.
I think the Mob anime in particular is probably the closer adaptation to his style than say something like One Punch Man.
Yeah, and the animators did a phenomenal job.
Oh yeah, man!
Oh my gosh, they did that. They did that anime justice.
They did,
but like I said, it was probably Bopsto's favorite out of the series that we've covered. Except for number one, of course.
Number one.
Which
this one was one. Like all three of these in the top 3 bracket are anime I would hold very, very highly.
Exactly.
Mob is particularly important to me because I first started watching it when I was in high school, and then I was in college. I was in like my second year of college whenever season 2 dropped. So it just hit me at that period of time where I was going through a lot of interpersonal growth myself, and so it struck me pretty hard.
But talking about anime that we hold very dear, we're coming up on mine, which I hold extremely dear.
No. Number two is our first one we've covered.
Jujutsu.
No, we started it with
fucking Kaisen.
We started this podcast with a banger. I remember we had the heart whenever we first were coming up with this podcast, and on the day I bought my animation subscription, we were having the hardest time trying to figure out what our first was going to be.
Oh, dude, we scrolled for like 2-3 weeks trying to figure out what our first pop-off banger was going to be.
And I was like, I went through my head. It's like, I remember I picked up like the first 2 volumes of Jujutsu Kaisen back when the pandemic first hit.
Right.
And I remember really enjoying those. And I saw, hey, it got an anime adaptation. And I'm pretty sure that anime adaptation is going to be really fucking good because the manga itself, from its art alone, is really fucking good. So I was like, hey,
man,
why don't we do Jujutsu Kaisen? And you're like, yeah, sure. And so we popped on the first episode, and the rest is history.
Oh, man. That anime was so damn good, and it made such an impact. I'm a huge fan of Jujutsu Kaisen. You can ask Bopsto. I have merch upon merch of Jujutsu Kaisen now.
Yep.
I just recently started collecting the figurines of each character. I've got T-shirts. I've started collecting the manga. It was.
Which I beat you on. Ha
ha. Shut up! I got all the berserks.
Oh yeah. Man, shut the fuck
Laugh
up.
Laugh at that.
Man, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Okay, but
dummy, elder weeb dummy.
Oh damn, man! Don't gotta go that far. but yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen. It's really fucking good.
There's not much to say about it other than just go fucking watch it.
It's funny,
jam packed of comedy, action, insane animations, beautiful colors, and incredible characters. I cannot in words describe to you how amazing this anime was. Beautiful, just amazing. It was phenomenal. But those are just those just pale in comparison of what the anime actually was.
Yeah, I personally really fucking enjoyed it. It did a lot of stuff with the action I've not really seen much in anime, such as fucking like 360 panning camera shots. Camera being they do a lot of insane camera work with Jujutsu Kaisen.
Dude, the fight scenes are unlike any fight scene I've ever seen, except for what we're going to cover for number 1.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure you guys have probably already figured out by now.
This is already figured out. But what I also want to say is I think what particularly drew me to Jujutsu Kaisen with the manga, when the manga was starting to get big before the anime came out, was I see like pictures of it posted online and whatnot. I see images of like the main characters and whatnot, and they don't really look like your typical like shonen like heroes. Like they don't look like, I guess you could say, quote unquote, like good people or good characters.
They're just
they have like a very wicked like design to them. Like if you like pull up a like volume 4 and you got looking at fucking Gojo making that face, it's like that's like one of the good guys.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like you pull up, You damn it. Sorry.
Or even Yuji, like you've probably seen like in the manga for Jujutsu Kaisen. Sometimes Yuji, like the way Yuji's drawn, he looks rather antagonistic sometimes.
Well, that's because he has a fucking demon inside of him.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's it's just like
that can be justified, but like Toto, Maki, all of them.
all of them, fucking Nobara.
The only person that
Megamino.
looks, the only people that look, or the only person that doesn't look sinister to me in the entire series is Panda.
Yeah, well, because Panda's Panda.
Panda's Panda. He's just a cute, cuddly, like lovable person. You just can't hate
He's
the
also
guy.
a fucking badass.
And he's also Confucius on the side, bro. Like,
but I also really like things such as like Yuji's main goal, where he is drawn in by his grandfather's last words of, "Hey, try to help people. Like, if you can even help just one person, that's it, and try to live a good life." And like that's all of Yuji's motivations, other than collecting the Sukuna fingers, which he's forced into doing.
right. And
But
I don't
man,
know.
like the emotional, especially speaking of that, the emotional journey fucking Yuji goes on throughout this fucking series.
Oh, dude, like
It's crazy. It's nuts.
You wouldn't think that they'd put that much thought into character development either, but
Yeah.
they definitely did. Like his battle of not wanting to hurt people compared to actually doing it for a responsibility. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, they handled it so well in that.
The whole thing of like struggling to deal with the fact that you have to kill, that you might have to kill a person.
Like I said, there was just so many different elements within this anime that
so much stuff. You got that rat bastard Mahi. You got that rat bastard Mahito.
Right.
Man, that's my motherfucker.
Mahito.
That fucker, that nihilistic son of a bitch.
That dude, that guy. Yeah.
Fuck him.
Fuck him.
he's a fucking bastard. And man,
another good character to recognize is Rock Grandpa.
You got Grandpa. You got good old Rock Grandpa. Fucking Satoru Gojo, the man.
Dude,
the second Gojo.
Gojo.
I find it funny that we covered 2 anime this year that has a character named Gojo.
Right, dude. And Sukuna. You can't forget about Sukuna.
Him, fucking our man Toto.
Toto is the tit man. Like, he is like, just, the tit tat man. Like
I can't.
I mean, he is the titties. If you could describe him as anything, he is the titties.
I mean, even though he's more of an ass person himself.
He's more of an ass guy. But he is the titties. But given all of those elements that we just talked about, this one definitely earned the spot of number 2. But
number 1,
we have to move into one that not only is a fantastic fucking anime that was covered by Mappa, but made a lot of movement for our channel so quickly. One of our videos covering this one broke 1K, which was amazing. It got a bunch of our subscribers. We got commenters. We got likes. There's just so much that happened in such a short amount of time with this anime, on top of it being one of the best animes of the fucking year.
So,
why don't you just give it the debut?
So I will. So I'll start with a little preamble. So I started off, whenever this is still a manga, I read the fuck out of it. I even got caught up to it. So I got behind on it a little bit and didn't get to fully finish it until I bought it this year. But even then, I got to a good enough point to where I was like, "Hey yo, Red, read it. Just read it. You need to read it." I sent him fucking screenshots.
Yeah, he was sending me everything.
It's like, dude, just fucking read it. It's got a really good art style. It's on the Shonen Jump app right now. Just go, fucking read it. I kept telling him, hey, if it ever gets to anime, it's going to be special. It's going to be really, really fucking special, especially depending on what studio gets it. But no matter who gets it, it's going to be a wild fucking ride.
And
that anime is Chainsaw Man.
Fucking Chainsaw Man. Oh my goodness, dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Bopsto, really pulled me into this one. Obviously I was excited for the anime. I saw a trailer for it. I was like, this is going to be nuts. And then I told myself, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna read it. I'm gonna watch it as it's going along. And I watched the first episode, and I was like, man, this is so good. And I went over to Barnes and Noble, and I went to go pick up a series that I'd been reading at the time, which is Goblin Slayer. And I couldn't find what I wanted on Goblin Slayer because I didn't have the one that I wanted. So instead, I picked up the first volume of Chainsaw Man.
After one I whispered in his ear over text. And also, did you see there's a huge ass table set up?
Dude, I was being coaxed by it. Like, they had it set up on a big ass table, just nothing but Chainsaw Man. And what was crazy about it was just, I was just like, man, it is everywhere. I was like, you know what, Bopsto, you win. You win. I'm gonna get it. Screw it. You win. And oh my goodness. I took it home. I'm like, okay, I'll read it after I read the other two of these. And I read the other two. And then the entire time, Bobster's like, read it, read it, read it, read it, read it. And I'm like, okay.
You know you want to.
Okay. I finished my other two. I'm like, okay, man. I didn't tell him that I read it. I sat down at my job, which gives me a decent amount of free time.
Yeah, he's got a job where he can be at home. It's a computer-based job.
And so I read in my spare time. So I picked it up and I read the first one. And I blazed through it. And then I cannot explain to you. I took a picture of a panel that I just absolutely loved, which was the zombie devil. And I sent it over to Bopsto, and this man went ballistic.
Yeah.
He went ballistic. He's like, oh, did you read it? How'd you like it? What'd you do? What'd you think? And I hadn't finished it yet. I was like, okay, just let me read it. And then I read it. And without telling Bopsto that I read it, the same week I went back, I picked up 4 more copies, and I sent up a picture of it. I'm like, you win.
Because the volume 3 cliffhanger got you pretty good.
It did entirely. So I picked up quite a few more, and then I sent up a picture, and then we ended up going back to Tupelo just for some random things. We went to the mall, went to Barnes and Noble, like I always do. It's my pit stop, and I was like, I picked up a few more. I read those, and I'm like, I'm going back tomorrow. I'm going to pick up a few more. And by the end of the week, I had bought 11 volumes of Chainsaw Man. And read through it in one fucking week. And if that doesn't explain to you how good this fucking manga/anime is, just, you don't deserve to be a weeb. That's just all I'm going to put.
It is really good. I'd call it peak anime.
Dude, it was amazing. It's phenomenal. Really the animation was incredible. Great. The action was nonstop.
The art style, just everything. I personally, again, this is just like Jujutsu Kaisen. You look at character. You look at Denji. He doesn't look like, nor is he your typical like Shonen Jump protagonist.
Yeah.
He's rude, impulsive, but at the end of the day, he's got really grounded and like relatably human goals.
Right.
Where he's this kid who his dad owed money to the Yakuza. The said money got shouldered onto him after his dad's passing, and for all of his life, he's just lived alone with his cute little old chainsaw dog, Pochita. And so you got this emotionally stunted kid who goes from being an indentured servant to Yakuza to being an indentured servant to public safety devil hunters, where sure, he gets a warm bed, food, and all that, but at the same time, he goes from being the dog of one person to being the dog of another
fucking person. And just the tale in between is amazing. And we don't need to go into too much detail because people need to read it, and it's still new.
His fucking everything from his goals, his interactions with other characters, the way he fucking speaks, like he's like He's like the sort of like dumbass characters, where like not dumb, but like those anime characters that you would probably read as speaking with like a Brooklyn accent or something, talking about murderizing assholes.
Right. Just
And
this brute teenage punk of a kid.
yeah, that'd be the best way. It's like a fucking punk.
And it's just that guy you don't want to bump into in the school hallway kind of punk.
And everything is like Dingy's story is just it's really fucking captivating.
It is, and
especially with what happens later on, which sadly we won't talk about here.
No, we won't talk about that at all here.
Whenever the second half of the series kicks in, oh man, you guys are in for a treat.
Oh yeah, and
it's going to get even more insane.
Yeah, for those who haven't watched it, please go do it. And if you haven't read it and you want to, please go do it.
Go do it. It's 11 volumes, $10 a volume. You can't get better than that. If you don't want to buy them, hey, go over to the Shonen Jump app. It's only like $3 a month.
Yeah.
And it's really cheap, and it's a really quick read. It's a very fast-paced manga.
But if you're into manga collecting, it's got beautiful cover arts. It's probably one of my favorite cover art, except Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul has the most amazing cover arts I've seen on a manga.
I'd say it's that, and also Hell's Paradise has some pretty kick-ass manga covers.
And Jujutsu Kaisen. Like I said, they've all got really decent manga covers, but
it's funny how we started the year with Mappa and we ended the year with Mappa,
and that was an incredible ending that it was.
And man, Mappa's got even more bigger plans in the future. With this year we're getting Hell's Paradise, Jujutsu Kaisen season 2.
Right, there was just so much.
Whole bunch of good stuff coming out this coming year that me and Red are going.
It's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, and we're gonna cover it all, and it's gonna be great.
But unfortunately, there will be a slight hiatus. Not really unfortunate for me because I'm having a baby, and I'm pretty excited about it. Unfortunate for you guys, but not really at the same time because we're gonna be kind of caught up. So just keep that in mind. We are still going to be releasing stuff. It's going to be pre-recorded. Which all of this obviously is pre-recorded.
I mean, it's already pre-recorded, as I'd say.
But it's just going to be released later than you think. And like I said, that goes along with the polls that we dropped on which one that y'all like the most. And if you go back and watch our poll video, you'll understand more about what we're going to do with that. But with all that being rated and all of our favorite animes being covered this year, now brings us to the Golden Tomo Award.
The Golden Tomo.
The GTA.
So we've been sitting, we've been deliberating, and we both think it goes to a certain boy.
Drum roll, please.
Oh, a second. I'm going to buy Berserk.
Take it away, Bopsto. Rip open that envelope.
And the Golden Tomo goes to Aoi Todo from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Todo, man. Oh my god. Couldn't
the
have
brother himself.
Couldn't have a better, even if it was in his own head, better Tomo. That was what we believed to be who deserved the Golden Tomo Award. But we are doing a secondary Golden Tomo Award. That being said, it's going to be put up in a poll. And you guys have to go check out the poll to see the characters that we nominated for said thing.
So we want to know what you guys think the Golden Tomo goes to,
and we collaged a few, even including our pick, who deserved the Golden Tomo Award.
Should I go down the list?
You can.
So we got, of course, Aoi Todo from
my
Jujutsu
boy.
Kaisen. even though it's not one person, they are both all a collective unit and all have an equal part to play, and that is the Body Improvement Club from
Yeah.
Mob Psycho. Um, the third one is Waka no Gojo from My Dress Up Darling. The main guy himself. This is probably one of the few times a main character would classify as a Tomohiro.
Yes. And
And oh, sorry. But because maybe because I think your rationale for it was because of all the stuff he does for Kitagawa and how much he
yes.
puts
Yes.
that stuff
He is a
before
Tomo,
himself.
dude. He's a
Because like
Tomo.
dude stays up, pulls an all nighter to finish up a dress for an event because he thinks the event's like the next day.
Yeah. And then you got my personal favorite.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep it PG. Uh, Old Man Nirasaki,
yeah,
from Wolf Children. And for those who
yeah.
know, you know, you know. That man's an OG, personal.
He is.
But
He's really good.
those are the 4 nominees for the Golden Tomo Award for fan favorite. Our personal is Aoi Todo, and that will stay, but we will also upload a short little tidbit to whoever wins the
Yeah.
community favorite.
Oh yeah.
But that being said, this year, like I said at the beginning of the video, has been a fantastic, phenomenal year for the channel. On top of, a lot of other great things, such as, like we mentioned in the first, but, my wife, like I said, we're going to be having a baby this year. And then on top of that, she got into reading manga recently. Yep.
Hell, hell yeah.
And just this journey as a whole was very, very nice. And it's just something that I
Mm-hmm.
want to continue and can't wait to see the channel grow even further, to grow a bigger community so that we can, communicate with you guys more. Like I said, and like I've been saying since the beginning of this podcast, if we can get up to at least, and it doesn't have to be anytime soon, I know it's going to take a while, but at least 1K followers, I will start a personal Discord, and it will be
Mm-hmm.
the Anime Gang, and that will be our personal Discord for you guys, and we will put in our uploads, our personal uploads. We will be doing, Q&As. Like, we'll be doing a lot of stuff once we hit that limit, and we really want you guys to feel more included with the channel. But that's pretty much all I got to say, Bopsto. What about you?
The growth this year has been really insane. I started off at first, like the goal was, hey, it'd be funny if we got more subscribers in the other channel that's called the Anime Boys.
And we did.
And we did. And I was like, hey, it'd actually be pretty cool if we broke 50 subscribers before the end of the year, which we did.
We did.
Thanks to our coverage of Chainsaw Man and some of our other things. So some of our other things, even though they didn't get as many views as our Chainsaw Man videos did, some of those videos did get us subscribers, which is still really, really great. It's been a blast. I've enjoyed everything we've covered so far, especially just getting to just sit down and make time to watch anime with an old friend.
Yes.
And it's really great because like we both have very busy lives. Sometimes it's hard to fit in anime, and whatnot. And so this whole podcast is basically just a huge excuse for us to find time to watch anime, and it's worked out so far. And I'm looking forward to how things pan out in the future.
And I also enjoy it because, it's hard to find somebody who's dedicated to do something like this with, and to have that and to be able to just do something that we both want to do and have something that we both worked hard on is very, somewhat rewarding. Just going back and seeing the stuff that we've covered, how many videos we pumped out this year, and just in general, just being able to just chill means a lot.
Mm-hmm. It's just, man, it's not, there's words can't describe, our how much we appreciate all that, all the growth and whatnot. It's like I said, it's fucking insane.
It is.
I didn't expect it, to be honest.
Me neither. It definitely hit
Um,
us with a big
I'm
surprise.
I'm glad we chose to start it the year we did,
Yeah, me too. Because it was a great
because I
year to
don't
start.
because it was a great fucking year to start.
Yeah.
Other than that, is there anything else you want to say, Red?
No,
Or you think
I
we
think I'm
got
good.
it?
I think we can wrap it
All
up,
right.
man.
Well, hey, it's been one hell of an 8 months and whatnot, and we're very much looking forward to covering anime in this new year.
Right.
I'm Bopsto, the Elder Weeb,
And I'm Red, the bald-headed wonder,
and you just got done watching the
the
Anime
anime
Boys.
boys. See ya.
See ya.